Rick, how it's going?
Very well, my brother.
Yeah?
It's usually going very well.
Yeah, it's 6 months
Yeah.
that we
It's
see
more.
each
It
other.
looks less time,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't look like that much time.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit less. I don't know. But my notion of time is completely distorted.
Yeah?
It's distorted. Completely.
You work
distorted.
too much.
Yeah, because I kind of like, I always have the same day over and over and over. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Saturday.
Yeah.
And then I travel.
Yeah.
And then I travel and everything is different for a couple of days. And then I go back and it's exactly the same every day.
Yeah.
I never know when it's a Tuesday, when it's a Sunday.
But now it's Saturday, yeah?
Yeah. This is the thing, I'm traveling, so I know I need to keep track of my bookings and everything. Because usually on my days, it's usually like 48 hours before.
Yeah.
My manager just sends me a message and like, hey, in 48 hours you have this and that. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I go do and I tattoo and then it's all the same again.
Now, okay, I have now a question for you.
Send me.
Rick,
Yep.
you are originally from Rio de Janeiro, but
Yes.
have worked in Portugal and cities like Berlin.
Yes.
How has your Brazilian background influenced your creative style and tattoo work?
1,000%. I'm a product of not only where I started, but when I started. Because I went through a very traditional apprenticeship for some years before I could even call myself a tattooer. I kind of had to learn all the classical styles, all the fundamentals very deep, and it was very hard to practice.
Yeah.
Because there was no second skins, there was no YouTube videos, there was no Instagram basically.
Yeah.
And you could only see other tattoos through magazines and other people on the street. So everything was very different and everybody would pay attention to the things that would matter at the time. And I still believe that those things matter today. So I never really changed the basic of my work ethics.
Yeah.
I've always followed the same rules and it doesn't matter if it changed for everyone. For me, it's still the same. I'm still on the same grind, on the same speed, same volume, same thing. You know, like same experiments, things, always trying and always trying to find like an original little part of the art world where I don't, you know, like I get influenced by the people around me, which are great, but it's in a different way. It's more in a philosophical way.
Yeah.
You know, like the conversations we have, the how they deal with life and work sometimes, and and a lot of times how they approach their work.
Yeah.
But it's never like I'm gonna take this from this person. Like in Brazil back in the day, that was a deadly sin, and for me, still it is today. It's not for a lot of people. It's not for a lot of people, but like for me, still is. It's still always gonna be. It's the way it is. Yeah. Oh, and also another thing that is very important, like because I come from Rio, and it's very hot, and like people don't wear clothes a lot of time. Everything that has to do with your body and your appearance is very high on the cultural. So like basically people from Rio love tattoos. Love and like big, bold tattoos. They give you full freedom. They really want to have that statement piece from that specific person. And like, so you're going to walk on the street, like you think you're fully tattooed here. In Rio, you're normal.
More enough.
In Rio, you're going to see a 19-year-old like full of tattoos, not the same quality, but like, because like, but incredible tattooers there. Incredible tattooers, like incredible style. Like big pieces, tattooing fast, great fucking healing. Like it's kind of the rules that most of Brazilian, like of course on a very high level, they all follow the same thing. I'm really fan of the guys that grew up with me on the scene. They're still like taking names and kicking ass around. You know, like sometimes they come to Europe and like still doing amazing work. Like it's what is unbelievable here, there is a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of influence.
After many years in the tattoo and art world, how would you describe your growth as an artist? What has changed in your style and approach to tattoos?
Yeah, like I said, I come from an older time of tattooing, and I watched it change to the beast that it is today. And I think I was smart enough, which not a lot of tattooers actually that tattoo as many times as me, thought about evolving and not being stuck at that same old thing. Because even when there was only the classic styles available,
yeah,
I already wanted to find my thing, you know, because that's what I looked out in art in general, outside tattooing, and I wanted to find this thing in tattooing. And then when I saw that people started doing this, and like Zoyo, like some of the older like OGs, I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to pursue that crazy experimentation, trying to figure out what would be a tattoo 20 years ago and do it now, you know, which it's very good for your mental health and it sucks for your bank accounts. You know, like, yeah, really, because like you make money doing like the mainstream stuff and everything. Like if you deconstruct a lot, it's hard to understand, because there is the artist's journey, you know, like you start trying to prove that you're good to yourself, because you don't believe in yourself.
Yeah.
So you're gonna pursue that perfectness, that classic beauty of what everybody else thinks of beauty and perfect. And you're gonna hate yourself, you're gonna break your back and your mind trying to achieve that perfectness. And then at one point you wake up and you arrive to the studio and you discover that the fucking tattoo fairy just blasts your machine with like magic powder, and you're gonna do a tattoo, and you're like, man, your lines are like all you wanted, and like, and your shading is right on point, and your blacks are black, and you're like, whoa, that was easy, you know, like, and then you start doing again and again. But then, like, first you ride through the wave of your own farts, you know, like you're like, ooh, I'm so great, you know, and you're making a shit ton of money for the first time in your life, you know, and everybody's like, oh, that's so great. But then at some point, man, we're just too much into the perfect part, and I know a lot of tattooers feel like that. It becomes a pressure because you cannot make a mistake,
yeah,
you know, and your eye for the mistakes become a lot better. So things that you didn't consider a mistake back become a mistake. And then you start hating what you're doing, man. And it's usually like that. The moment you're more successful economically, you're making more money, is usually you're doing the thing you hate the most. Because at one point it just becomes boring, you know, like you don't want to be that. You want to really like go back to the fun of looking for new things and trying new things, which is what is exciting, you know. And then you basically blast your career, you know, and you go to the shadow realm, the woods of like deconstruction and experiment and everything, you know, where like, then it's a cool thing because like everybody's like, oh, people recognize that like on the industry, and like, but usually the public, like once you do that, they start sending you messages like asking for stuff that you were doing 2 years ago and hating it. You're like, I think that's so beautiful. It's cool what you're doing now, but I like what you're doing before. And you're like, yeah, man, but I don't like that anymore, you know, like, and yeah, it's always that choice of like, do I sell my mental health and what I want to do to pay the bills, you know, like, or I keep trying to push and find new things and, you know, like do something meaningful, you know. And I always end up choosing the second one, which sucks for me. Like sucks as like a business career thing. Like, like if I would look at myself through a business perspective, man, like, yeah.
As a guest artist traveling around Europe, how does working in different cities and meeting new people influence your creativity?
It's a lot because it's my recharge moments, because I'm not a social person that needs alone time. I'm a loner that needs social time. Yeah. My usual days by myself with my dog. I spend days where I don't talk to people. I barely use my voice. If I'm not buying groceries or something, I don't have one single conversation. I don't speak one word that is not with my dog. Yeah. And so like when I travel, like I have all these ideas that I have by myself while I'm working and everything. And I'm able to share and listen to like what is happening also outside my home, which is my known territory. And I come back like really excited and full of energy, and yeah, it really changes everything. It's really cool. Like I need to do that more actually. I stopped traveling a little bit because my dog got old. Yeah. And I cannot travel with her anymore. Yeah. It's hard. But I'm gonna travel more this year. Yeah. Like it's a really cool recharge.
You come to Belgium.
Yeah, I need to go to Belgium. Is one of the places that I never tattooed in Belgium. Yeah. I passed through Belgium, like, but I never tattooed in Belgium.
Yeah. It's not a big country.
Yeah, no, like I don't know. I think it sounds cool. If it's a new place, I'm down because, like I said, I don't take my creativity from social media, from looking at other people's works. Sometimes I do, but like painters, sculptors, like other people. But I take it from around me, from seeing stuff. Like that mirror there, I can turn that into a pattern right now. I can draw that mirror right here. I can draw us looking at that mirror right here. So like, and it's a cool pattern. It's an abstract pattern. It's what I like doing. Yeah. So like, I'm probably gonna do a version of that, and you're gonna know it came from that. Yeah. You know, and I don't take pictures. It's gonna be on my head. You know? Because then it changes. It gives my touch to the reference I'm using. Yeah.
So, Rick, we are now part of the Ugly Future duo.
Yes.
Focusing on your tattoo styles.
Yes. Aesthetics more.
What makes this collaboration special for you, and how is it different from working alone?
This is the special thing. This is my priority now, like, I'm not gonna lie. And it's so much better to work with somebody else. But that's the thing, it's not working with somebody else. Because like, that guy right there tattooing, like, it's my artistic soulmate. Yeah. It's like, you can only do so much by yourself. And like I said, I recharge through conversation, through idea changes. He's a trained painter, a badass one, illustrator. Yeah. You know, so we both like working traditional, outside tattooing. We both think of that. And in tattooing, it's just another chance and a big one to really find a new thing. Because that's all that matters for us. You know, like, it's really finding something new. And when you place like what I do, what he does, like the way we think, just by putting them together, you automatically get something very new. And it gets me super excited, man. Yeah, we're just starting. Yeah. We're literally just starting. We plan for a lot more things. Yeah. On videos, like outside tattooing also. And it's just fun, you know? And the guy is my best friend and basically my only friend in Berlin. Yeah. Like the one that I have a close contact with. It's him. And all we do is talk and make art. That's the real, like, we don't have fun. Like, we tried to, he told you, we tried to play pool the other day. You know, like, I took the wrong tram, forgot my shit at home, just like came back on the train, came back home. I told him, like, we're not meant for this. We're meant to be stuck somewhere painting. You know? And yeah, it's really, I'm glad you said it, man. I'm glad you talked about Ugly Future, because it's something that makes me really excited to talk about. Because now, like, for myself in tattooing, actually, I told you, I'm actually putting a lot of things in the closet and just like focusing on one thing, which is the thing that excites me the most. So I'm gonna take all the others that doesn't excite me as much and just focus on that. You can only do so much with new things by yourself, you know, especially because I don't use color. Like I used on you, but you're you. We had this. Yeah, you was incredible. Well, you say it. You say it here on camera. You say it here on camera. But I don't usually do. I did it for you, but like, I don't know. But it was fun doing it. But like, I don't come to 1% of what he does. You know? So just by having this, and this is a detail, but just by having that, it's an entire universe that opens up, you know. And yeah, ugly future all the way. The future is ugly. Yeah, the future is very ugly, you know.
Rick,
yeah.
Thank you for this interview in this beautiful studio, Muttersöhne in Cologne.
Amazing studio.
We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, my brother. It was a pleasure, man.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
But we have one present for you.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Hi, I am David LV from Collectors Needle in Belgium.
I'm gonna be you. I'm gonna be you. Man, like, you know me, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna literally pretend I'm you, like, to people. Like, you got absolute, and we have it on camera that you allowed me to do that. So, like, you're gonna have a doppelganger there.
No problem.
People are gonna be
you
like,
can do that.
You're gonna be like, you're gonna meet someone, like, you're gonna talk about the, what's your name? David. But where are you from? Belgium? Oh. Do you have a son in Berlin? Because I met a David from Belgium in Berlin. Like, yeah, it's me.
It's for you.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much.
It's a present from us.
Yes. Yeah, man. Like, I'm totally gonna be you, man. 100%. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you for your time also.
Oh man, it was fun. It was fun, and like I said, I'm a talker. I like talking.
Yeah, that's no problem for us.
You know, and
if you want to talk something that we forget, you can.
I
tell us
totally want to talk. I totally want to talk about something you forget. Remember that conversation we had about meaning in tattoos? Tattoos with meaning and like how to choose a tattoo and shit.
Yeah.
I wanna go there. Because like people need to understand that two things that are important. Like every tattoo has meaning.
Yeah.
The act of making a tattoo, the ritual of making a tattoo has a meaning. It says a lot about you, about the commitment that you're doing with your body. You know, and that tattoo is gonna represent that. A tattoo has the purpose, and it does that. A good tattoo gives you confidence, makes you feel better about yourself.
That's
and
correct.
that can trigger a path of improvement about yourself. This is why people don't stop.
Yeah.
And that is enough meaning. You don't need to attach an objective, direct meaning for tattooing, because you're not doing that for yourself. You're doing that because when someone asks what your tattoo means, you're gonna have something to say, because you're gonna feel embarrassed of saying like, it means that I'm a badass, that I fucking love art, and that I like improving my body, you know? People are not gonna say that, but they're gonna say, oh, it's for my cousin. You know, and so much that people choose, they don't choose just the meaning, they choose the meaning and what they want to do. Oh, I like nature, so I thought about a tree. No, man, you want to have a tree because you like a tree tattoo, so you attach one of your personal meanings to the tree. Okay, man, if it gets you to make the tattoo, cool, fine. But what's gonna end up is that you're gonna restrict your artist. Because your artist trained his whole life to do that, to interpret whatever you give to him or even who you are and do something cool about it to last the rest of your life. So take it, You know, like you're not going to a restaurant and go to the kitchen and teaching the chef that you need more pepper here, you need more cilantro here. You know, like you could do that, but you're not gonna get the same food of the guy who studied his whole life to do it. So like my overall message is let the tattooers do it. And does the meaning, direct meaning doesn't matter. Meaning doesn't come from
But that's
outside.
the reason that I have a lot of beautiful tattoos.
Exactly. This is how you get a great collection, because you are getting the best of each. Like you're actually from a how do you say, a cost benefit. From a cost benefit, you're like, because you're getting the biggest benefit. That like, because you're gonna do a day with me, you're gonna pay me for a day, whether it's something that you created and I translated, or whether it's something that I did. But if I'm gonna do it, like I'm gonna go way and beyond to do something like absolutely out of the box, because I especially believe every single tattoo of mine stands on its own. Every single one, from every one of the subsections of my style, every single one of them stands as a unique piece, you know, and it's only because people let me do it. People now choose my wanna-dos, or they just let me do it. So they get the best they can offer, you know, and that's how you get a cool collector. That's how you collect tattoos, you know. Let the kids play, let the tourists do their game, you know. And it doesn't mind, like, I have a bunch of because I used to do that. I have a bunch of tattoos that used to mean something, or used to be from one people to the other. I'm gonna blast all of them. And it does not change the love I have for this person, or whatever happened, whatever the old tattoo meant. It does not change. And that's the thing. When I did the tattoo, it didn't change also. I still love them the same. You know, like it was still my mother, you know. Like she got happy when she saw, she didn't got so pissed, you know, because it was for her, she couldn't. So like, but, you know, like I chose because I wanted a cool tattoo, a cool piece on that part, you know, but I needed to associate to something. So I associated to my mother, you know, and now I cannot cover because now it's an offense if I cover, you know. So I'm gonna have to blast all around and leave it there, you know, and it's just like, I see a lot of people not even getting bad tattoos, but not getting the best they could get because they don't understand the choosing. They feel like, oh, it's something very personal, so I need to choose what is in there. No, you already made the ultimate choice, which is going to the studio and booking a tattoo. You already won. If you chose your artist well, like you already won, you know, like, and you're gonna let him do something for you, like do something that will make you look badass. Because like I said, my one and only objective of making tattoos, even when I used to do costume tattoos and people would give me a bunch of meanings, my first, second, and third reason is, does it look awesome? Does that person look more awesome after my tattoo? Then my job is done.
That's most important.
That's the most important thing. That's because like I always say this, like if meaning is so important, why do you choose your artist so much? If meaning is more important than aesthetics, why do you choose your artist so much? You could do with anyone. And you can just make a name. I'm gonna do for someone, write a name. Ask anyone, it doesn't matter. It's all about the meaning. No, but you're gonna choose the best artist and you're gonna tell the story about that person because you want something cool. So just be honest. Want something cool, want it. I wanna be tattooed, I wanna be part of this culture. I wanna be a tattoo collector. People collect stamps, people collect cars and shit. Like, go collect tattoos, you know, like it's never gonna leave your side, you know. It's a very good investment. So do it for the art, you know, of it. You know, stop like telling yourself that it's like it's because of that meaning and I just did because of that. No, you did because you wanted to do. And it's no problem with that. Absolutely no problem. It's 2024. you can say like, I did it.
Yeah.
For me, it's the same people asking like, oh, you made Botox in your face. What's the meaning of the Botox? I just did it to improve myself, to look, to have more confidence. Like I don't know why people do it, but they did it.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't need to have like a direct meaning. But that comes from the history of art and how people associate good art with having a direct meaning. How people don't understand the subjective meaning, how it invites you to the art. Because if you don't know what something means, you're going to create something in your mind. So you're an artist too at that moment. That creates a bond. You're inside the art. Yeah. If it's too much in the face, sometimes you don't even connect. Because you have the question there and the answer right there. It's like, cool. You're like, okay, I know exactly what's going on. I always liked things that made me think, that made me wonder, made me curious, made me like, whoa, what is the process? What is the thing behind it? Like when it's too easy, it becomes boring. That is the truth. And yeah, I want everybody to know that so people can collect better tattoos, collect more tattoos and collect better tattoos. Like it's not only choosing a great artist, but it's like let the artist be. Yeah. Get their best instead of getting like what you think their best is. Because like at the end of the day, man, you that are fully tattooed and inside this world for a long time, there is a difference between me creating something and you creating something. It's not your thing. I'm not gonna start doing watches now and say like, hey bro, put one more screw there. No, just no. There, you can like put a little bit on the just one.
One more.
I know. I have no idea what I'm doing. So like, I will let you do it. Looking like, hey man, like that's awesome. That's your art. Give me, Yeah. And that's the thing, man. That's an important message. I just wanted to say this. Yeah. So people know. Yeah. Hey, like
this is something what I have also in my mind.
Yeah.
This is what collector's needle is.
Oh yeah. That's the thing. I was trying to teach people how to be a fucking collector. Yeah. Like because people don't know. Like it's like I said, it's people asking you to do something that you didn't like doing 2 years ago. 2 years ago you didn't like doing that. People are telling you now. Yeah. And I understand this because like if you are on the unknown, on the trenches, I call the diggers. It's people that are digging the style. They're ahead of the pack trying to figure out what is there. Sometimes they find a new shiny thing. They're like, oh, cool, And like behind that is the mainstream. It's actually where people make money. It's where people look at the diggers and they're like, oh, that's a cool stone. But they're not seeing from close. They're seeing from far. So they'll get their perspective. They'll kind of filter it to a more digestible thing. And they will sell it to the masses. And they'll make a shit ton of money with it. But that's the thing, man. If you're a digger, you're a digger, Some of them, like the gods, like Mateo, like Martin, they really blow up with this. And you're like, Jesus, man. But there's a lot of people that are just digging, man. That guy there, Gustavo, is one of them. Like, he should be like, for what he does, like, it blows my mind that the world doesn't know him yet. It's one, they know him and shit on this specific niche, but like the people that copy him are more famous than him. Yeah. That do like a murky, shady version of what he's, but that's the thing, the guy is a digger. He's like me, he likes digging. And like, if you can't, like, you're gonna have a terrible life. You're under the thing, like, you're gonna order food sometime, like it's gonna come. But like, you like digging, man. Like you cannot go the other way. And yeah, I'm just afraid that like, as social media goes on and the way things work with social media, with trends and everything, we lose diggers. Yeah. And people that actually belong to digging just stop before, and just get comfortable with all the pretty blinding lights and the pretty words and the compliments and everything. And you know, and they just stop digging, you know. But I already went through that phase, you know, like wanting the pretty things and everything. And yeah, it's cool, but it's not as cool as digging. Yeah. It's not as cool as spending 6 hours in front of something and coming out of something and say like, oh, who did this? Me? Wow. Yeah. You know, that feeling, it's hard. I'm addicted to this feeling. This is why I don't stop creating, because I like that. That's what I like, you know. And yeah, I hope the trend reverse and go back, because it's all a cycle, and we get more diggers, we get more people. But the problem is that the way to grow nowadays with social media is exactly that. You catch what's hyped and you do your own, you know, like easier version of it. Yeah. So the incentives are not there to be a digger. It's not easy to be a digger, man. Like, it's not. Yeah, but it's that thing. You just need to do it. Yeah. Yeah. I want to quit my diggings for so long, man, but I cannot. Yeah, I see a little bit of dirt and I need to be like, oh, what is there? You know? Yeah. This is why I said, like, now I'm gonna just sit on that part of the cave and I'm gonna dig just one road. Yeah. You know? All the other holes, like I look like those little things that go under the road that build like a whole thing of. I'm gonna choose just one and dig that way, you know. But I'm always gonna be a digger, always, because like I said, there's no such thing as stop searching. There's no other thing of just taking from other people. It's just not what I do, man. I wish people would have that mentality, you know, and push a little bit more. You know, because it's just so lazy. It's just so incredibly lazy to simply see someone you like and like think you understood where he comes from and try to do your version of that. You know, like, I know that's how a lot of artists start. It's good for the learning phase, but you need to understand that at some point you need to stop that. Because at some point you're gonna get good in that and you're gonna start stealing from clients from diggers, which is not fair. Because you have like the people who are actually launching like the trends and like what's coming up, and they're struggling. They're struggling and having to find other jobs and shit because they don't have clients. You know, and you see the people just like on their Instagram and being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this new one and do this, and it's exactly the same thing. Yeah. You know, like, and because it's Instagram, if you do a better video, if you look better on video, I don't know, you know, you can blow up. And that's it. Everybody will think that you invented that shit. And it's not fair. And I am very vocal about it because I see it. Because I tell you, if you take from someone, I'm going to know it. Exactly how much you took it. I'm going to know if you used AI. I'm going to know everything because I dig for a lot of years. I like doing that on my free time. It's also like investigating culture and seeing things. And so I know your references, and I love that. I love when I get like a shot in a movie that is a reference from like a short video from an illustrator and shit. I'm like, cool, you know, I can make this connection and shit. But people go overboard. People like literally like suck someone's entire style and do not change. And like keep doing that and become big in that and do not change. And I'm sorry, like in here I'm talking about like a lot of people I love. A lot of friends actually, you know, that fit into this perspective. And I would tell them to their faces, you know how I am too. And I'm never gonna say name because I'm never gonna talk shit about other YouTubers. You know, like, and they are my friends and I love them and everything, but I really wish they would push a little bit and not get comfortable where they are. Because after a while, you almost forget that you started this whole thing getting from someone else. And you really start to think that it's yours. And it's not. It's not, you know, like you cannot change like 2% of what someone makes and say it's your own thing. It's not how it works. You know, so like dig deep, you know, like do the work, go through the work, do a lot, draw a lot. Draw on paper, find your own line, you know. But the incentives are not there, man. This is the saddest part, you know. And yeah, it's a hard subject because I don't know the answer, you know, like I just would love that there are more diggers around. And every time I find one, I will try my best to keep them as diggers, you know, like, because sometimes it's hard to keep the excitement and everything. Sometimes it's hard, you have no clients, you know. And you're seeing the people that copy you come into guest spot in your own city and they're fully booked and you're like, great. 5 clients that could be my month are going for someone that's taking my whole work, you know. And I don't know, it's something that people don't talk about, it's a little bit taboo, you know. But I know a lot of the diggers. And even the ones that say they don't care, because they're good financially and shit, deep down they care. Deep down they care, everybody cares. They're fine with the people that take from them and shit. Everybody's fine with everybody, it's a very healthy thing. You know, like I love that, you know, because I'm not saying that on like, oh man, these guys are suck and everything. No, I understand where they're coming from. They just forgot they need to move from that place to find their own place. You know, and I wish they would remember, because you go on Instagram, today is kind of like the same tattoo over and over. It's like, oh, the same, oh, the same, oh, the same, oh, the same. You know, like it looks like it's him on different weeks or her in different weeks, you know. And yeah, that just dilutes everything, you know. Like I think the whole excitement of the game, the whole point is originality. It is originality. It is like trying to find that nothing is really purely original. You have your reference, but like that special mix, that special way of drawing that thing, man, like that needs to be the goal.
Yeah.
You know, you cannot stop until you make it. And I'm deep down in the thing, man. I make it one week and then I invent another one the other week and then I invent another one the other week, and I'm like, now I'm stopping and I'm sticking to one. But you know, I had such a rush from finding it that I was like, search. You know, I would stick at some point for a long time, you know, I would be like, nah, that sucks. Like, no, everybody's getting too close, you know, like I'm gonna just try a new thing. Now I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna keep on doing it, and like, wanna copy me, copy me. Yeah. I wanna see you figure out how I do my shit. Because it's not how they think, you know, like it's not, the technique it has its own things. You know, like it's difficult. You can copy parts of my work. You know, like you can copy but copy one of my works is very hard. I cannot copy myself. You know, I cannot copy myself. You know, if I did one thing once, I'm not going to do that again. You know, like I'm trying to stick to the same thing and do the same variations on the same thing now, but it's a struggle for me. Because like I have great drawings that I could make a whole career of that, and I do once, and then I'm doing the other week, because it's more about finding, which is my bad. You know, as a business perspective, that's terrible, man. But I'm trying to, I'm learning to balance that. You know, like I'm learning to balance that. This is the challenge for me. But yeah, I'm doing well. I hope.